All right, welcome to Hoops Tonight here at The Volume. Happy Thursday, everybody. Hope all of you guys are having a great week. We're continuing with our series previews today with the Orlando Magic versus the Boston Celtics. You guys know the drill. Before we get started, subscribe to the Hoops Tonight YouTube channel so you don't miss any more of our videos. Follow me on Twitter at @JasonLT so you guys don't miss show announcements. Don't forget about our podcast feed, wherever you get your podcasts under Hoops Tonight. It's also super helpful if you leave a rating and a review on that front. We have social media feeds on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, where Jackson is making great content throughout the year. Make sure you guys follow us there. And last but not least, keep dropping mailbag questions in the YouTube comments so we can get to them in our mailbags throughout the remainder of the season. All right, let's talk some basketball. So we're going to be going shorter on this one. The Celtics are a comically large favorite over the Orlando Magic. All of our odds, again, are provided by DraftKings, but right now the Celtics are minus 5,000 to beat the Orlando Magic. You'd have to bet $5,000 to win $100 if the Celtics won. We've also got so many other series previews that I have to get to this week, so I'm just choosing to go a little bit shorter on this one, but I'm just going to briefly give you guys my thoughts on both ends of the floor. Season series, Orlando actually won 2-1, but Tatum didn't play in the first Orlando win. Nobody played in the second Orlando win. In Boston's win, Orlando was missing a bunch of guys, so there's not too much to learn from the season series. Let's start with the Celtics on offense. I expect Orlando to have some success slowing down the Celtics offense. I'm actually looking at this series kind of as like the more dramatically lopsided Eastern Conference version of the Warriors-Rockets series, in the sense that the team that I'm picking against has this truly elite defense that will make their opponent uncomfortable for stretches of the series, but their offense is just not close to consistent enough at generating quality shots that they can make in order to actually give themselves a real chance to win the series. The Orlando Magic were the second best defense in the NBA this year, and they're specifically well equipped to handle Boston's offense relative to most teams. They have a lot of size, and they can switch. The game plan for Orlando needs to be to switch, contain the ball, and force the Jays into settling into tougher jump shots so they can stay out of rotation. How Boston can beat it? I think Tatum will do some early work against Wendell Carter Jr. just to see how he feels in switches there. I could see him trying Jonathan Isaac a little bit because he's skinny and similar to his matchup with Evan Mobley, Tatum has some advantage there when he can bump guys off with that shoulder. But I think most of the work that Tatum does will be against guards in this matchup. Some against KCP, a lot against guys like Corey Joseph, Cole Anthony, etc. The NBA 82-game grind is done, and now the real fun begins. The NBA playoffs are here, and it's time for all the high-stakes drama, clutch moments, and jaw-dropping plays. I can't wait. If you're looking to make the playoffs even more exciting, DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered as an official sports betting partner of the NBA. From the play-in games all the way through to the finals, now's the time to back your favorite players and teams as they chase glory. All season long, DraftKings has been the go-to spot for NBA player props, and that does not stop now. Want to make your playoff experience even more intense? Try placing a bet on your favorite player's performance. Will they drop 30 points, 40, or more? It's your call. Ready to place your first bet? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Lock in your bets. Let's make this playoff run unforgettable. Here's something special for first-timers. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Make it a playoff run to remember with DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code HOOPS. That's HOOPS. That's code HOOPS for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. Things are going to come down to Tatum and Brown in those matchups doing a good enough job of punishing in those one-on-ones that the doubles need to come. And when the doubles need to come, that's when they can start getting into those drive and kick sequences that generate the super high quality shots that have been the hallmark of the Boston Celtics over the course of the last several years. On the other end of the floor, I was watching Orlando play in the play-in game yesterday versus the Hawks, and I still hate their offense. So many possessions for Orlando basically just take on a 4-out, 1-in setup, and then it's just Paolo and Franz standing at the top of the key while KCP waddles up to set a ghost screen or a quick screen on Franz or Paolo, and they either get a quick two on the ball where they can toss it over to KCP and they try to play out of it, or they'll get a switch, and then Paolo and Franz will just start trying to isolate in the middle of the floor and inevitably either settle for a short jump shot or a longer mid-range jump shot or a kick out to a shooter that's probably not going to make the shot. And I think that Boston's just going to put Jrue Holiday on KCP, so they feel really comfortable switching those ghost screens. I think we'll see a lot of Horford at center in this series. He's one of the best centers in the league at switching onto power ball handlers and just keeping those guys in front and forcing them to settle for jump shots. Again, I look at this as a series similar to Rockets-Warriors, where there will be times where Orlando makes Boston's offense look uncomfortable, but I think Boston's defense is going to be able to strangle the Magic at times in this series. Now, Orlando's path to an upset is pretty simple. As we mentioned, switch and contain, stay out of rotation, force the Jays to settle for bad jump shots. On the other end, attacking smalls, generating quality kick-out threes from those attacks or quality attempts at the rim. Then from there, they have to shoot the ball very well. But those are all very highly unlikely to occur. Reminder, the Magic are so bad at jump shooting, they get 5 fewer points per 100 jump shots than the 29th ranked jump shooting team in the league. On wide open, unguarded catch and shoot attempts, they get 1.04 points per shot. For perspective, the Celtics get 26 more points per 100 unguarded catch and shoot shots than Orlando. 26 more points per 100 attempts. They are an entirely different level of jump shooting team. It's worth mentioning, at least, Orlando has shot a little better over the tail end of the season. They're 15th in three-point percentage over the last 15 games. But once again, last night, in a big playoff game, they took 51 jump shots and made 15 of them for 41 points. It's not something they can rely on. I just don't think they're going to be able to make enough shots to keep this series interesting. So this is my one sweep pick. I think the Celtics are going to sweep the Magic. Maybe Orlando steals a game, but there's never going to be a situation here where Orlando can truly threaten them. They just don't have a reliable enough offense to stick with this high-powered Celtics attack. All right, that's all I have for this particular series. Like I said, I promised we were going to go short so I can get to these other series. As always, I sincerely appreciate you guys for supporting me and supporting the show. We will obviously be covering this series in detail throughout each game. I will see you guys for Game 1 on Sunday.